Hello everybody, this is Last and today we're gonna start off with the first real part of our How to Make a Game Like Call of Duty series. If you watched the last video, you'll probably remember that this video will be setting up our project and player. But if you can see, I already did that. So, what I basically did is I created a bunch of folders. Um, that has all the subfolders in them we were gonna use. I don't worry about these animations. I will explain later how we make those and stuff. So what I did already do is, let's see where it is. Prefabs player is I created my own little player. Now what you basically do is just import the standard player, the first person controller, and it should be in the standard assets. Import this one and you just add a gun to it, and or just a cube or something, just something, and or actually it doesn't really have to be. Later on I will explain how to add like a real good looking gun. You can download my FPS kit, model kits, because we're gonna use a lot of those models, so I'll put a link in the description. So yeah, let's just get started. You will see how to set up all this, and later I'll show you. So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna set up our little test scene, and we're just gonna create a cube. Cube, where are you? I'm gonna put it in everything into 0. I'm gonna put the scale to 50 and 50. At this point, really doesn't really matter. That is just something I always do. Just an old habit. Okay, second thing we're gonna do is we're gonna add some lights to this place, just a directional light, and we're gonna decrease the intensity. Second thing, also if you probably already know, is just gonna add a skybox. Yep, this one's perfect. No, I want something brighter. No, it's too dark, too depressive. This is pretty fucking fun. It still remains the old sky though. Well, you can just add all this stuff. Really weird. So we'll probably stick with this one. I think this one's pretty nice. Yep, everything fog turned off with all, I think all those things already are. So just I'll just leave this the way it is, and of course we don't can really see the ground anymore so good, so we're gonna add a texture to that. I'm going to art, materials, and just create a new material. I'm gonna call this floor. You can see I already have a lot of materials, but they just are with the gun. Let's see if I have a nice texture. Well, this is not really the high quality I was hoping for. Since I don't have any terrain, I just have really big cube. So, well, this should do, this is fine for now. You can delete the main camera and add your first person controller. So I'm just gonna add my player, but you can just add the first person controller. I'm just gonna add this guy over here. I'm looking for his aim. this aim camera. Okay, got it. Yep, I'm sure I want to delete it. So I just now have a really nice gun. You can download this gun in my FPS kit, like I said before. For those of you who don't download my FPS kit, just download it and add the gun at about this position. I'm pretty sure you all can do that. Just add a gun in this position. Okay, and then make it as a child object of the main camera. Okay, if you did that, I will later on I will explain more, but normally everybody should be able to do this. Now we're gonna start scripting the gun firing stuff. So we're gonna go to scripts, kickings and damage, and create a new script. I'm gonna create a JavaScript and call this gun. And open that up. This is gonna be a really easy thing. You know, later on we'll make stuff more advanced. The first variable I want to create is bullets game object. So we're not gonna work with raycast because, you know, when you're working with real game objects, it's really easy to send information with the bullet, and later on this will be really helpful. Second thing we want to add is ammo, and this is going to be an int, and this is going to equal to 30. And just leave the mags, you know, for now. Bullets and ammo is fine. Start. For now we can leave start open. I don't think we need start for now. So first thing we want to do is we're just gonna create, you know, basic shooting bullets. That's the main thing, you know. We'll learn later about muzzle flash and stuff. So first thing we're gonna do is input .get button, get mouse button, and I'm thinking about making a full auto, but for now I think it's the best to go ahead and work with semi-auto. So let's just add a new variable here and then call it fire mode. And we're not gonna do, you know, like a selective thing, but just I'm gonna make a string variable and just type in the fire mode. That will be the easiest thing to work with. Less technical work for me. So I'm gonna just basic, I'm gonna call it semi. And later on we will do full auto stuff. So if fire mode equals semi, then we should do game button, get mouse button down. The mouse button we want to get down is the 0, that's the left one. If you want to right one, you have to type 1, but just, I think left mouse button is the most commonly used one. And if you do that, we're gonna send out a signal, fire 1 bullet. Function fire 1 bullet. And in here we'll create our function sending bullets downrange. Now create a new variable. I'm gonna call this one fire point. This basically is the point from which you're firing. This is also a game mode, of course, a game object. And I'm basically thinking right now how I'm gonna do this. What would be the easiest thing? I'm thinking I'm gonna do the shooting local, but then the getting off damage, of course, local too, and then just send out a signal that we got off damage. So I think I'm gonna do something like that. We're gonna just do instantiate. And then of course the 4 points we need, and the first one is the place we're gonna spawn it. So that's spawn point, fire point, comma, then the position. We're just gonna go with the normal. First we gotta type what we want to spawn. That was it. Sorry if I'm bullets. Comma, and then the place where we want to spawn, and we want to spawn at our fire point. And fire point will be the transform dot position. Then we can just use transform dot rotation of our gun, and that's basically it. Basically what will happen now, if we press the left mouse button, it will just fire whatever is selected in the bullets thing. So what we now want is ammo minus. I think this should work fine. So let's see if we don't get any errors. No, we don't. Then what we want to do next, you want to select your gun, you add it, and you want to drag the gun script in there. Now I already selected my spawn my fire point, and if you can see, I did this a little bit in front of the muzzle, so we don't get any collision when spawning it. Okay, so just make that as a child object of your gun and drag it in the fire point slot. Now we need to make our bullet, and we're gonna make our bullet just gonna be a sphere. We're gonna scale it down a bit. I think that's about right. You won't see the bullet, we'll deselect the rendering when our game comes out, but for now, for testing purposes, it's always nice to see the bullet. This one is going to prefabs, guns. Also make a prefab of your G36. And then just select bullet. I think this is... you can delete this one now. And let's see what happens. Oh, we fell through the ground. Don't really think that's supposed to happen. Just drag yourself off a bit and layer, no, prefabs player, just update. So, okay, normally you shouldn't fall through the ground anymore. Yeah. Okay, if you can see, everything's working, except, of course, our bullets don't go forward. So that's just a little something we should adapt or change. So let's do that. What we want to do is we want to go. We don't want to give it a rigid body first. So rigid body dot add force. And then form vector 3 dot forward comma bullet speed. So we have to create for bullet speed and so I don't know if this is correct. It's a long time I worked with that for, so I don't know if it's correct. If it's not, it's expecting okay, it's oh no. Wait, we have to add a rigid body to our bullet, game object, create other. Rigid body, and just don't use gravity. Oh yeah, I'll see what we did wrong. For bullet, and use a little b, not a capital one. And here we should do bullets, because now it wants to add force to a rigid body, and we don't want that. So for some reason, oh, it's moving, but it's moving really slow. So I'm gonna hit pause first. So I'm sorry, someone called me and I had to answer for a sec. The bullet speed was really slow, so we're just gonna add it to 500. This should do it. They're still moving very slow, but they're not supposed to do that. So I don't really know what's wrong. Oh, we put the ammo. We needed to add this, and we're just gonna go with 500. I think 500 is a good number. So now it should work. It should, but it doesn't. Could be added something wrong here. So in order to find out, I'm gonna go to my trusty friend Internet Explorer, and I'm gonna go into Unity3D.com. So if you have any problems, this is a really helpful site. Resources, no documentation, scripting reference, add force. Well, let's see what they say. I see. We did comma, and it has to be a star. No. Well, we solved one thing. It says up here. So think up means. That's exactly what we did, right? Well, for some reason it's not working. Let me pause for a second and see if we can fix it. Okay, so I fixed the problem with the speed of the bullets, but we're gonna do something else, something a little bit more easier, or this is pretty easy, but something that's gonna work later on in the multiplayer a little bit better. Because when I fix it, I bumped into another problem and I fixed that, but when we go into multiplayer it will not work again. So just delete the at first moment, and if we already know, the bullet will not move. So what I'm gonna do to fix that is I'm gonna create a bullet script. So I just create bullet and open that one. And you don't need the update function, you only need the start function for now. And what we're basically going to do is we're going to add the force in here. So rigid body dot add force vector 3 then dot forward. I was thinking again about doing something, but and then speed of the bullet, but I didn't really thinking. Well, actually, it does to be bullet speed, but speed bullet is fine. And it has to be also float. Last time we did ins, and it has to be float for some reason. And set it by default to 500. This is pretty slow for bullets, but I don't know. It must do for now. Let's see if that works. I don't know if actually for certain try it. And if you can see, that works pretty well. Only thing I notice is the bullets will always go to that point, and we don't want that. Point there. So Hi, I'm sorry. I fixed the problem. So I was looking pretty long into an old script. I did this before into my multiplayer project, and I was thinking, what the heck did I do wrong? I did everything right, and of course, this doesn't have to be vector 3. This has to be transform. This has to be with a small t. Basically, transform is dynamic and vector 3 is static. That's something to remember. So if you can see now, everything goes right. I hope you enjoyed it. This was the first video. Stay tuned for the next one. And again, just subscribe, add your favorites. The more people watch this video, the faster the next one is gonna come. And I'm sorry I did some things wrong in this video, that it took me a while to do everything, but it's a long time for me to script these things again, so next video will be a little bit faster. Bye.